Hello everyone, welcome to Homework Help. If you find the video useful, please subscribe to the channel. In this video, we'll use implicit differentiation to find dy over dx for these two given equations. Let's start with the first equation, xy plus y cubed equals x squared plus x plus 1. In order to find dy over dx for this equation, we have to find the derivative of all five terms in this equation. We have to use implicit differentiation for this equation because we cannot isolate y in this equation. Let's start with the first term, xy. xy is made up of two functions, x and y. So we have to use product rule to find the derivative of the term xy. As per the product rule, we start with the derivative of the first function, x. The derivative of x with respect to x is 1 times the second function y plus the first function x times the derivative of the second function. The derivative of y with respect to x is dy over dx. There is a very important step we need to understand to solve this type of problem. Next, we should find the derivative of the term y cubed. We should use the chain rule because this term has the inner function y and the outer function, the exponent 3. We should start with the derivative of the outer function. We should use power rule. We should move the exponent 3 to the front of the term and subtract 1 from 3 times the derivative of the inner function y. The derivative of y with respect to x is dy over dx. The derivative of x squared with respect to x is 2x. We have to use power rule. We should move the exponent 2 to the front of the term and subtract 1 from 2. The derivative of x with respect to x is 1 and derivative of 1 is equal to 0 because 1 is a constant. Now we have to simplify this step and isolate dy over dx from this equation. 1 times y is y. In the exponent, 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. Next, we should move the y term to the right side of the equation, and that will make this term negative. X to the power 1 is just x. Next, we should factor out dy over dx from the terms on the left side. Next, we should divide both sides by x plus 3y squared. This is the expression for dy over dx for the first equation. We cannot simplify this expression, so this should be the final answer. Now we can find dy over dx for the second given equation. Square root of x minus square root of y is equal to square root of a. In this equation, there is a square root on y, so we should use implicit differentiation to find dy over dx for this equation. The first step is to change the radicals into rational exponents. We can change each square root into rational exponent 1 over 2. This will make it easy to find dy over dx. Now we can find the derivative of each term in this equation. Let's start with the first term, x to the power half. We have to find the derivative with respect to x. We can use power rule to find the derivative of x to the power half. As per the power rule, we should move the exponent half to the front of the term and subtract 1 from half. Next, we can use chain rule to find the derivative of y to the power half with respect to x. The inner function is y, the outer function is the exponent half. We should start by finding the derivative of the outer function. We should use power rule. We should move the exponent half to the front of the term and subtract 1 from half times the derivative of the inner function. The derivative of y with respect to x is dy over dx. A is a constant, so its derivative is equal to 0. We have to isolate dy over dx in this equation. First, let's simplify the terms. Half minus 1 is negative half. Next, we can make the exponents on x and y positive by moving the x and y terms to the denominator. This is a very important step we need to understand and memorize. Next, we can move the term 1 over 2 times x to the power half to the right side of this equation, and that will make this term negative. Next, we can isolate dy over dx on the left side of this equation by dividing both sides by negative 1 over 2 times y to the power half. On the right side, we have an expression in which we have a fraction over a fraction. We can simplify this expression by writing it as a division statement. Next, we should change this division statement into a multiplication statement and flip the second fraction negative 1 over 2 times y to the power half to negative 2 times y to the power half over 1. Next, we can multiply these fractions. The result will be a positive fraction because product of two negative fractions is a positive fraction. We should multiply the top terms and the bottom terms. We can cancel out the 2's. Next, we can change the rational exponents 1 over 2 to square root. Since both y and x have a square root on them, we can write them as a fraction and put the square root on the whole fraction. This should be the final answer for the value of dy over dx for the second equation. So these are the steps you have to keep in mind to solve a problem like this one. I hope you'll find this video useful. please share it, like it, and subscribe to Homework Help. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye.